Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters.
This broadcast starts now.
I hope somebody riding their car listening to this right now. Hey, y'all know what time it is. It's Tuesday, right after that 7 p.m. Eastern time-ish. What's good? I hope everybody's enjoying their Tuesday evening, but y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. We back for another episode of That's What I Said, live and direct, streaming on YouTube as well as Facebook. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday. Go ahead, get your share on, get your invites on. Some people might not got their notifications on, but the ones that do, they right here in the building. What's good, babe?
What's good, what's good, what's good? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in. We are live from Studio B, and we are ready to get this podcast started tonight, boy. We got some little snippets that we're gonna get into, and then we're gonna hit you with the main topic.
Yeah, we're gonna always have to open up with we skimming through this. So let's hit it. Let's hit it. What we skimming through? We skimming
through all these allegations popping up against Mr. P. Diddy.
Oh no, we no. All right. We can skim through that, but this dude,
bro,
it's like every 2 days they have somebody else
coming up with something else.
And if y'all and I ain't trying to get y'all to do like listening to gossip or listening to all these reality type based hot topics about celebrities, the sooner we can get off of that.
That's when it's off the charts, though.
Right, but the sooner we can get off that and really concentrate on the things we need to be concentrating on. I mean, yeah, there's a time and place. It's entertainment, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you take it as such, then okay. It shouldn't affect you by, doing what you need to be doing
on a daily basis.
On a daily basis responsibly, instead of just, I had a long day at work and then crash out for the rest of the day. I mean, it's like, I understand, but if you're not grinding, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not motivating yourself, you're not staying motivated, it's like, it's hard. And then some people say, well, I work 2 jobs and I got 2 kids. And I was like, I understand that too. But don't get comfortable. And that's a lot of our problem. That's the reason why we're never successful at what we do. And that's the reason why we're never successful at anything we try to do, because we're trying to. It's like you're trying to just barely stay in a position to take care of things. And it's like, no, you can do better because you're trying. That trying is experimental. I'm going to try to love you. I'm going to try not to cheat on you. It's like when somebody say they're going to try, they lying. They procrastinating. Because most people get comfortable and get so comfortable that they will never embrace change because they did what's comfortable for them. And we got to get out of that mindset. You overprotecting something that you don't even put work in. It's just reportedly that at this certain time, this is what you're going to be doing because you have to. No, that's because you made yourself do that. We made ourselves have to work for somebody so we can have the finer things in life instead of creating that wealth for our own self. And that's why I think a lot of people get in their feelings about cryptocurrency and everything else, because to be honest with you, there's people that they don't even want to believe that Bitcoin is at 63,000. They really don't want to believe that. Because when they first heard about it, like really heard about it, probably in, 2018, 17, maybe 16, or even later, 19, 2020, whenever, 2021, it's like everybody thought it was a scam. Everybody thought it was this. Everybody thought it was that. But now the hype has really reached a multitude of proportions, because now it's when you flip to news and they talk about business, they talk about cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's always on the business channel. Always.
So it's like, if y'all want to look at all this other crap on TV about Diddy and all this other shit that he got going on, but we complaining about, inflation and, they just not paying us enough. And then when we get our taxes, what do? Blow it on shit we still can't afford. Like, y'all don't realize we're going into March. Them paper taxes going to be ruling the streets.
You're so stupid, because I literally was just about to say, babe, how many paper tags have we seen in the last 2 weeks?
I saw a paper tag on a Tesla today. I ain't even mad.
Done.
I ain't even mad. Like, that right there is showing you people are like, yeah, it's an energy efficient car, but if you can afford that car, pay it cash or whatever, however it is that you financially do that, and you're able to save, 10, 20, 30% of your income, and you got investments, it's like the only reason why people get nervous about resistance, which is the topic of the podcast, the reason why people get nervous about resistance is because they don't know when to get out. So the whole reason why, and I hate going into the topic like this, but what was the other thing you had to talk about before we get into it?
What, in a week, the Denver Broncos are about to say goodbye to Russ and Sierra and the fam.
See, look.
Like, I mean, they was talking about it like even before Super Bowl or whatever, but now it's really, really real.
Right.
It's really real. And I saw he did like his little goodbye statement and all that stuff, you know, which was cool. But
I'm going to say this, okay? But okay, so look, Russell Wilson wanted to get out of Seattle. He got out of Seattle and went to the Denver Broncos, okay? He went to the Denver Broncos and completely just shit on himself when he got there. I hate to use that frame of word, but that's what happened. What's good, Angela?
What's good, Ange?
But he got there, and it was a lot of factors I think played into his first season there. Mm-hmm. Bad coaching and him trying to learn a new offense. Hey, Aunt Carol, appreciate you.
Hey, Auntie.
But I think
much love.
But I think the reality is this is the shit that this is what I don't understand about this thing. So how can I put this?
85 million.
That's the dead money, okay?
Right.
That's
but
the dead
I'm just
money.
Like,
but this is my thing.
That's a lot.
This is my thing. A lot of people say Russell Wilson's trash, right? I think in a perfect system where he has adequate protection. Mm-hmm. I say adequate because they're in the AFC West along with the Chiefs. So I think playing them twice a year and seeing them and how they play, you know the Las Vegas Raiders, their play style and everything has always been very dynamic, and it changes from year to year. Now with them having a new coach and everything, Las Vegas Raiders are going to be a problem. Now, Chargers, that's still, they got a new coach with still some old problems. So anyway, I think it's hard to say, like, I think Russell Wilson was a talented quarterback, but at the same time, when you're dealt the cards you're dealt, you're just supposed to play how you're, supposed to play or whatever. I'm not going to say he complete trash, but I'm just going to say, look, when you're trying to learn a new offense, you got a new coach, and he really don't like your play style, and I don't think it's I don't think it's so much to him as a football player. I think it's the celebrityism around him and how much attention he got. I think that's the reason why the coach got jealous, but that's just my opinion, but we ain't going to go there. As we know, we just skimming through this. So we're going to talk about this resistance, right? So, and the reason why I'm talking about resistance is because, like I was saying before, a lot of times when people invest and they don't know, they get in this very uncomfortable zone. And that uncomfortable zone is something that it happens when I would say you're not surrounded around the right people that can provide you the information to give you your safe space. Because if you have a safe space, your money gonna have a safe space. And I think you have to have a safe space to make sure that I can just be able to, I guess, I don't know, in a sense, I think trying to tell people to understand money and to understand life is two different conversations. No matter how you put it, it's two different conversations. So before I even get into this is not financial advice. It will never be. However, I provide awareness. We're going to be aware. So we get into this, I think, uncomfortable feeling when it's something we really don't know. We know, but we really don't know. Or we might be beginning to learn. I literally started this series last week when Bitcoin was in the low. It was like 62,000, right? Kind of where it's at right now. And it was having some gains. It wasn't having a lot of losses. It wasn't having a lot of gains. And I'm going to see if I can find it. Yeah, it's right here. So I'm gonna pull this on the screen real quick so y'all can see what I'm talking about too. and then I'm gonna explain it because I just operate better that way. And this is only going to be recorded as far as how you see the market in the last few months. And I did it in the bars to make it, I think easier to look at. Let's do this first. I'll do the line. Okay. Anyway, let me pull my screen up, y'all. Let me do this. Whoop, whoop. It burnt. Okay, so check it. This is January. This is where Bitcoin is. Bitcoin in January, right at the beginning of January, was 42,000. Right? On my podcast, I was talking about it, but barely. All of a sudden, in January, it was January 29th, the Monday. January 29th this year, Bitcoin just started turning up. It turned up to this level, which is a resistance level. And the reason why it's a resistance level is because in any price action movement, when I talk about resistance as far as cryptocurrency, and this goes with really pretty much anything financial, stocks, bonds, your IRAs, things of that nature, 401k, it gets to a point of resistance. And that means that historically or in a technical analysis standpoint, they have these different charts and everything that tells them that. I'm not going to get into that. That's way too technical. But all resistance is when any type of, stock or whatever reaches a level that's maybe an all-time high or a level it hasn't been to, it's going to hit resistance, which means people are going to be wanting to sell to take their profits. Meaning, if more supply is coming into the blockchain for sell-off, that means that currency has to be paid at the level of Bitcoin. At the same time, that seesaw goes back down and said, hey, we got more supply. We got to sell this, so it's got to drop some, so people will be more enticed to drop. And that's the way you got to look at it when it goes down, because a lot of times that's exactly what happens. It gets to a certain percent. If it reached what it did, it got to the all-time high today. It was 69 and some change. And then it started dropping back down. Falling. And people are like, yo, what is going on? It's resistance. It hit resistance. It was it's been 2 years, 3 years since it hit the all-time high. And it was when that happened, that was all COVID?
Right. I was just about to say that all happened during
COVID. The Dogecoin was getting ready to have a baby and get ready to hit $1.
Yep.
Where Dogecoin itself already made crypto millionaires.
Oh, heck yeah.
During that time.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin did as well. But then it started falling down and bear market happened and people were selling off and becoming millionaires off the sell-off.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think during the time of the pandemic, when everybody was sitting at home and either A, couldn't go to work.
This is when crypto took off.
That's what I was saying. Is do you believe that is when more people got involved in cryptocurrency and
I'm gonna tell you how this baby happened.
Doing their research.
Nope. I'm gonna tell you. Well, is that that's part of it.
Or they FOMO'd.
No. They didn't FOMO. In a sense, some did, but okay, yeah, a lot I think did, but there was that opportunity that was not a scamish type, thing that you saw on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It could have been some whatever network marketing thing or MLM or whatever. It wasn't that type. It was no, this is peer to peer. This is yours.
Yeah.
You got to prove your identity.
And the stimulus checks that were given.
That's the thing. Not a lot of people were using that stimulus check for cryptocurrency. If they was, they wouldn't be in the. I wish I had the graph. They had a graph I watched on a video a few days ago of how people were more looking into cryptocurrency during the pandemic and a little bit before then, where people were creating YouTube channels left and right because of how many people was like really wanting more, people that had their own concept, but their own personality to it, but knew what they were talking about. And at the same time, had a team of people that was helping them do technical analysis and stuff. It wasn't just one person sitting there clicking on a cryptocurrency or whatever. They knew about the cryptocurrency because he had a team to talk about it. So like me, it's a little bit different. So it's like, back then you was watching videos and trying to understand what it was because so many people were talking about it.
Right.
And then when people started having these companies that had cryptocurrency available on their platform, it was always some added BS to that. And a lot of places kind of got a bad reputation because of that. And a lot of people got turned off of cryptocurrency because of that. So it was hard to have that conversation with people about cryptocurrency, especially when we hit a resistance and it dropped all the way down to like 20,000.
Yeah.
And people were like, Bitcoin ain't nothing. I'm like, I wouldn't say that because y'all are still trying to save $1. The dollar gonna keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. And guess what? It's still gonna be $1. But at the same time, it's not worth what it is. But then you got a cryptocurrency that's worth $20,000, but you're putting your money in a 401k that's basically getting rated, and your scale up happens based on the stock market.
Yeah.
Which has resistance levels of their own. And guess what? If it's involved in some type of political anything, it's going to affect the Dow. S&P 500 right there.
Yeah.
You're going to see some dips where they talking about historical lows. We just lost a lot, didn't crash. We were just short of a crash. We lost 750 points. It's like, dude.
Yeah. But and then a lot of people lost so much with their 401ks and everything when the stock market just went bananas.
But this is the sad reality, okay? This is the sad reality. Now, I hate to talk about stocks and be like a news channel, but I got to wrap it around so y'all can understand resistance. But anytime something politically happens that is negative on the country or negative from a people standpoint now, financially, if it has to deal with any type of commodity that we know, gasoline, that's a commodity. That's something we got to do. We have to have that. We driving these cars. Not a lot of us can afford hybrid or, energy efficient cars. So, I mean, gas it is.
Got to have petrol.
So if anything that happens politically that for a fact is going to affect the gas prices, that means that price is going to go up, but it's going to also affect a lot of down markets, and it may affect the price of oil in some form or fashion. Yeah. But other people are going to want to sell because they might have some type of investment in that oil and they don't think it's going to rise because of this scandal shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So people, unfortunately, don't want to take the time to actually say, yeah, this is mundane. I have to listen to the news. No, you don't. Everybody got a smartphone. I know y'all still ain't got prison issue flip phones. Well, shit, let me not say that because they've been streaming live, so them motherfuckers got iPhone 10s and 12s probably. But and some Galaxies in that bitch. But I'm just saying it was at the ease of how the evolution of social media and how they made, if y'all don't even look at the transition of technology and how this was gonna happen. It's like we had to figure out new things that was coming out by doing research on the internet or watching YouTube videos.
Right.
And then when they started doing reels and started letting people create their own videos and post them on Facebook,
Off the chain.
this is when that whole passing information got thoroughly adopted. Because now you had creators having their own page. I mean, people had their own pages on YouTube anyway, but
yeah,
a lot of people didn't go to YouTube for that. People would go to YouTube if a music video came out or if there was some type of other type of show that they liked or series or a certain group of people. But when it came to finance, money, or just cryptocurrency, people weren't looking at that. It was like, that's a scam shit, man, about how they got that on YouTube. This is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, everybody got their, their vices. I ain't judging.
True.
By no means, I ain't judging. But what I will say is this. A lot of times resistance happens in our social makeup and in a peer-to-peer digital currency era. Peer-to-peer, meaning you can send money to your own wallet electronically or digitally through the blockchain. You pay your fee to basically the gas fee to do the transaction to go to blockchain. And then you have, cryptocurrency in that wallet. And people's like, well, why would you want to pass money from wallet to wallet? I was like, well, shit, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a cryptocurrency in a wallet that you have, but it's on a different network and it doesn't have the coins that you have. So you would want to do a transaction so that you can purchase them instead of bringing fiat in. If you already have a bag in it and you're up and you're just like, well, I can take some of this off because, I'm already up like 4 times or whatever. It's just like, I'm just letting it ride. I can take some of this off and purchase this one because I think this one's going to do something. It's like, why not keep your own money in your own house? It's working for you.
So you mean peer-to-peer is you transferring your own money from one network to another network or one wallet to another wallet?
Well, it's to another wallet, but it could be network to network. It could be cross network, bridge network. It doesn't matter. The thing is that it's peer to peer.
Transferring it.
You're doing it digitally. And not to mention, it's not even just peer to peer. You send it to yourself or you send it to a friend. You can send it to, places that do transactions with cryptocurrency.
Gotcha.
So it's a better, secure way, like we was talking about last week.
Mm-hmm.
And the cryptography that's on it, because of it being encrypted, is just that it's hard to hack that.
Right.
People have done, DDoS attacks and shut them down, which is not necessarily a hack. All it does is just slow your bandwidth to a point where it just stops, and then it just sends a repeat signal, and then you just basically sit there until it's stupid and done. It's a repeat. It's the dumbest shit ever, but it's effective. So, but when people hear about that, that's the fear they have, and it's like, well, you do transactions with your debit card electronically every time. The only difference is you got to put a card in the machine, whereas if you have your phone or whatever, it's a pass. It's a secret private key or public key, depending on what wallet you're using. But either way, it's still a key that you only have access to, unless you deliberately give it to someone else or accidentally because it's not stored in the proper, where it's supposed to be stored. That's on you. But secure your stuff and keep it locked up. Don't let people get access to it at all.
So I have a question. So interestingly enough, you mentioned, the passing of your debit card, you have to stick it in a machine, whatever, to pay for your transaction. Now, do you think that with like the iPhone has the Apple Pay and that kind of stuff, do you think they did the wallet thing to help with the transaction, so you're not sticking your card in the machine, to reduce the risk of what do they call those skimming scanner things or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't, to be honest with you, I think the reason why they did that was be competitive in the market and provide a service or provides I think, an easier way for no contact of transferring paper money.
Yeah.
Since everything's going digital and it's already kind of a electronic transfer. So why not? I think the only difference is, like I said, I think they provided for convenience for people or whatever in a secure fashion, because it's just, you have to actually touch your device to, a thing or whatever, so that the reader can capture your thing. And that's how low frequency it is. It has to be right on the thing.
Right.
But to me, cryptocurrency is completely different. I mean, as long as you got a connection to the internet or on your computer, I mean, you can do transactions all day.
Right.
And have a VPN. Yeah. But I think going back to talking about the whole resistance thing is we have to understand patience is a virtue in anything we do cryptocurrency, because it's very volatile. And like I said, this is not financial, information. It's not advice or anything else like that. It's just more of awareness. And speaking from experience. And I think for me, resistance is a very healthy thing with cryptocurrency, but you have to pay attention to it when there's conversation about it, or you're that much into it to where you would know just based off of the signals or whatever you subscribe to. And it's not something you have to do every day. You got notifications on your phone, so if it happens, you can say, oh shit, click and look at it. But that's the way it should be when you put your money to work. When you put your money to work, you're doing exactly what you want your money. You're making an opportunity for your money to make you some more money. So it's like you want to be able to put it in there for a rainy day. And that's what we do in our bank accounts, right?
Supposed to.
Save money up, pay for a rainy day. When something comes up, you'll have the money to pay for it. That's the idea of what savings is. And that's what we was taught. And everybody was like, no, you want to save so that you can, afford the things that you want and have good credit. And yeah, we can talk about that conversation all day long. But now we're trying to judge people. Because people that got bad credit all of a sudden wasn't taught the money responsibilities. No, you don't know their situation.
True.
So we got to get off of that and be more on a thought path of having an open door, transparent conversation is the only way you're going to get people to understand that what's getting ready to happen it's never happened. And it's going to happen in 3 different ways. And it's all within cryptocurrency. And people were just like, well, like, how do you know that? I sure as hell wouldn't be talking about it on my podcast, or for that matter, trying to help people understand what it is.
Right.
On a very basic level, to the point, like I said, do your own research. And I'm not providing financial advice. However, this is awareness. This is what you have to be aware of. Resistance is always going to happen. And anything that pretty much stock market, it's yeah. Resistance, like I don't know what.
Yeah.
Like I said, sometimes that resistance does affect the stock market, but as well, it can affect the crypto market. But at the same time, I'm not saying that you got to start watching the news and all that stuff. No, you need to put in whatever information that needs to alert you and let you know, so that you're taking, you're being responsible with your money. With whatever it is you invest, you're being responsible. It's like, they send me statements and this, that, and the third. That's like, that's cool. But you said there's an APR, right? Yeah. You check to see how much that APR is on what you paying?
Yeah. And I think a lot of people,
And I stress the word paying.
I think a lot of people, like, either prior to the pandemic or during the pandemic, they just had to turn the news off because that's all that was all over the news during that time frame. And a lot of people, you know, was like, I don't want to hear or see this anymore.
I agree. I think a lot of it started then, but I think it even started before then because this whole spirituality movement started happening all around that time period. And a lot of people was like, the television is telling you a lie.
Right.
And it's television, you know what I'm saying? And we all know people have television for entertainment. Other people were soaking that shit in and become cults. I understand that. But we can't play devil's advocate with that shit. I mean, we got to react, right? Y'all have some bad reactions. It's like, all they doing is lying to us. Turn the whole TV off. Okay, what the fuck are you going to do? Eat herbs all day? No, you got to figure this shit out. You still got to pay bills. I don't care if you watch TV or not, but you got to pay bills.
And I mean, if you turn the TV off, how are you getting notified if
I'm not doing into that judgment thing because no, that's a longer conversation.
For example, like, how are you getting notified if there's an emergency or whatever?
You don't always get it on TV, babe. I mean,
right?
People got their cell phones. Damn, cell phone is a walking.
It's a walking computer.
It is, and guess what? If you turned your alerts on, the phone, whatever alerts you thought you did not turn on, them bitches on. That alert system will go off on your phone, and you like, how do I turn this shit off? The Amber Alert, it's gonna find your ass. That Amber Alert is gonna find you. If you got any kind of smart anything in your pocket that you use as a telephone or to go on the internet, it's gonna let you know, hey, it's an Amber Alert near you. Open me.
Yeah.
Because it is loud as I don't know what. It was like, I swear to God, I put my phone on vibrate. No, my pop, pop. Here we go. There it is.
Just like the tornado warning or whatever.
I was getting ready to jump on that real quick and then get off of it. But it's just like that. I mean, sometimes you need to know tornado warning. And I'm not saying you shouldn't watch TV. And I'm not saying you should watch TV. But what I'm saying is we have to allow ourselves to not let the system control us, and we control the system assets that's available to us. Because these are assets. These ain't something that a must have. Yes, we might have these because of entertainment purposes, because of, whatever. That's cool. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is how much time do we spend entertaining ourselves and not educating ourselves? It's okay to entertainment. That's easy. But are we cross-referencing that and hey, we need to do some, hey, I want to learn about this. So it's like we have to budget our time. I'm not saying that we might not have enough time to do none of that shit. It's like, well, what can you squeeze the time in between of what you're doing, or something that's not going to break your concentration, but is going to have your whole attention? I think that's how I did it when it was going on before the pandemic, because I was doing Facebook Lives every night. Yeah, on the radio in the morning during the day.
You lived on either radio.
Yeah,
or
I was
Facebook.
a social media junkie trying to, I was trying to get rich. No, but seriously, no, I wasn't.
Stupid.
That was my therapy, believe it or not, and it still is my therapy. I'm just an outspoken person, and I got tired of just kind of expressing myself through other means that actually didn't mean nothing to me. And I said, I need to start doing something that means something to me, because then I don't have to worry so much about what somebody thinks or how their opinion is. It's like, I got enough faith in me to where I don't care if you don't like the shit I say. I'm sorry. I just don't care. But if I'm interested enough, or have a good personality enough or funny enough to draw people in that will listen to something that can just actually take them to a situation mentally and physically and say, look, he right about this financial shit. He ain't teaching. He's like, and I'm not preaching either. I'm like I said, awareness.
Where's your preacher tab?
Oh shit. It's over there. You gonna make me go get it, ain't you?
Uh-huh. Well,
Oh, it's silence now.
Well,
No,
you
it
had
ain't
to
no
go get
well.
the-
You know it's a podcast. You can't sit there and leave the mic hot.
You had to go get the preacher.
I had to get the preacher time, but that means you can't speak. Stop making excuses, women. You know how we operates? I'm just playing. But seriously, oh, y'all can see my hair. Ain't that something? Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
I'm weak. But on this, like, seriously, if you ever really thought about it, and this is not for everybody, but I know y'all know somebody that's like this, even if it's not you. Let me say that. There's so much resistance in people's life that they try to push that shit on you. Some people are so insecure about learning or educating themselves when it comes to money because they're probably bad with it, or they've got to a position where they want to do something, but they know they're bad with money. This is when you actually start getting out of that shit. I'm just saying. When you lose your first $10 or $20 because you weren't paying attention to the market and it's down to like $1, that's going to make you feel some kind of way. Or don't let it be $200 or $300 and you just keep putting it in there and the market ain't really did nothing bad and you've been just like putting it in there, and then you wake up one morning and you see that you got an alert that says Bitcoin down 10%, and all of a sudden you end up almost like having a whole farting attack in your bed. You start having that pre-air that comes before you have to go to the bathroom. It's like, oh no. And you have to take your phone in the bathroom with you, and then you realize that the market dropped 10% and everything that you own is pretty much down 10%. If you panicking like that,
Well,
you ain't set your account up right. Or you not putting money in there that you don't care about. You care about it, but it could be doing other things that you behind in. Don't invest in crypto. Because you're already putting a excuse or resistance out there to argue about, or to defend, not to fix, but to defend. So anything that tries to go above that resistance, it will never get past that resistance until the resistance situation gets taken care of. Guess what? That's what's happening with cryptocurrency. It's like, nah, bitch, you ain't coming up here. You ain't ready for up here. You know why you ain't ready for up here? Because I got all these sell orders right here. As soon as you touch anything in this vicinity, they're going to start dropping like flies. And guess what's going to happen? Your price going to automatically go down just because of how the algorithm is. Guess what? This is the same situation when it goes to arguments. People be protecting themselves with an automatic algorithm. Automatically. It's like, how I lost all this money and you told me. I didn't tell you to do shit. I suggested if you planned on putting your money into an asset that has more weight than the dollar do, it's APR, or you could say its price action movement, has moved well beyond the dollar. It's past silver. What silver's cap is. And I saw something today that actually kind of put it in perspective. They call it FANG, which is the top technical companies that are on the market, the stock market. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. They're the top 5 when it comes to their net worth or what they're cost on the market. That changed. That changed to Bang.
Because
Bitcoin is now ahead of Facebook.
Wow.
And it's Bitcoin, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Look it up.
That's crazy.
So this is just me. I just think that if you're able to know where you're putting your money and you can control it, you don't have to go to the bank. You ain't got to talk to a broker. You ain't got to talk to this person and that person. I mean, by all means, if you're going to invest your money and you have any kind of skepticism about it, get you a financial advisor or someone that knows a lot about cryptocurrency. And I would just say personally, a lot of these financial groups, they're going to start carrying the Bitcoin ETF, which means you'll be able to invest the money that you putting in the bank into the Bitcoin ETF that's on the stock market. And they got like 6 or 7 of them, 8 of them, 9, 10 of them. And I won't name them because I don't want to pick favorites and only push traffic to those ones. But like I said, do your own research and look them up. And I can tell you right now, you can acquire them if you have a Robinhood app. I'm just saying. You know what? Y'all probably think I'm lying. I don't lie.
Was you pulling up that Tang or Fang thing or whatever you was talking about?
Huh?
Or are you pulling up the ETF stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna show, this is one of them. Well, actually, I think I have them. Yeah, I have one. That's one of them. Bitcoin ETF. That's one that's on there. I'll show y'all one more. This one. And they have a few more on there. I just haven't. When they first talked about it, I went with the one I wanted and liked. But they're easy to get. And guess what? It's not the same as cryptocurrency. You can't buy fractions.
Oh, you have to buy the whole thing.
You got to buy the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Now, some of the bigger, now that's not true because you know what? Because on there, you can buy fractional ones. You can buy fractional ones on there. When people go to the casino, do they get advice to teach them how to gamble? You're absolutely right about that. Mm-hmm. You ain't sitting in no classes in there. They ain't got no classes in there. They ain't gonna teach you how to take their money.
No.
Ain't no casino gonna teach you how to take their money.
Hell no.
You be in there every day. We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Sit down, put your money in the machine, and
it's
press
like, bro,
go.
where you going? Shit, I gotta go to my job. Well, what do you do, man? I'm a professional gambler, man. I'm about to go pull that handle, bro. I gotta go down there for about 3 hours. Then they got that lunch special down there. They give you a pizza, it's ordered, ready to order. So you just go down and tell them, you want, I don't know, pepperoni and Canadian bacon with a couple slabs of onions and some mushrooms. And it's like, you just a nasty. You about to go boo-boo on yourself. Sit down, bro.
Because you're a Diamond Elite member at that point.
Yeah, right. I mean, you know everything on the lunch menu. I'm all 5 days a week. You know what days not go up there. Mm-hmm. Shit, it's like, man, I can't go up there, man. They won't let you smoke on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I don't know why they be doing the brother like that on Friday because they got the club right there, bro. I just hit the casino for a couple hours, and then little shorty show up. I'm gonna go to the thing, go to the bang bang room.
I'm done.
And then if ain't nothing hitting in there, I'm just gonna dip out and go right back to the. With a slice in the smoking room, just sit there and chill a couple nights, take a couple drinks back. Anyway, that's shit that'll happen. You right, they ain't asking nobody if you gonna take my money. You right though, but that's the same mentality you gotta have with your money. That's the same mentality you gotta have with your money though. Is you are putting your money into something that you believe will make you money. And rather it's for, your kids, or it's to buy a house, or it's to pay bills off, or is it just to make more money? You want to educate yourself. You want to get someone that is professionally trained. And I say professionally trained, somebody that's not going to screw you over and take your money. Do your own research. It's like, research it. Because you're putting your money into it. Now, I've been getting a couple of DMs, people asking me like, what wallet should I get, and everything else. And I tell people, I was like, for beginners, and I'll say it here, Coinbase, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, during my walk, Coinbase, I was on Coinbase before I was on crypto.com. Crypto.com is my second one. But I was on Coinbase, and they had it to where they had certain select cryptocurrencies. They will give you $2 of it or $3 of that actual cryptocurrency just by going to learn the coin and its protocol and what it whatever it provides. What is its utility?
Right. Yeah, it has those little question things or whatever.
And it gives you a question,
5 questions or something.
And if you don't get it right, guess what?
You don't get the coin.
You don't get the point. You go back. You have to go back and learn
start
that
again.
So it was, I think.
But it's cool because they give it to you for free, just for answering those little questions or whatever.
Right.
And then you get to watch that free money grow if that's what happens with the market.
Well, I think what they did was teach you a little bit of responsibility too, because they'll give you this $3 or $4, reward for doing this test or education or understanding this cryptocurrency. But it also gave you a little bit of like, okay, I like what they were saying about this coin. Let me do some more research. You're going to go to the website because it's going to give you the information, blah, blah, blah. And that's a good way to get started.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they're going to give you just to educate yourself on some cryptocurrency. That's what they did on Coinbase. That's why I liked it. Crypto.com has this university feature where you literally go through some reading and everything else. And it's on, I know it's on Apple. I don't know if it's on Android, but it's on iOS. And when I got that kind of put me in a different stratosphere because they have their own wallet. Both of them have their own wallets. And the reason why that's important is because there's other wallets. They're called software. They're most of the software wallets, or what we was talking about, where it's its own DEX and it has secure wallet and you can access it through the wallets that you can download with Coinbase, and that'll give you access through other cryptocurrencies that you can't get on Coinbase or Coinbase doesn't support because, and I won't get into technicals, but that's the reason why they have those wallets is because their DEX or their decentralized exchange doesn't have all the cryptocurrencies or a lot of the cryptocurrencies.
Right. They just have certain ones.
They have the select ones that they approve or have approved to be on their, exchange. And then it's a better opportunity for people to learn that. What's good, LeVar? It's a better opportunity for them when they get those wallets because they'll learn the other type of security and why you have a VPN, because now you're putting yourself out there to use these. And I'm not saying they're bad because they're not bad. I have some in my wallet that I got off there like a month ago. But you have to do your research. You have to understand how you're operating, because a lot of movement you do initially, some of it's going to be Ethereum, and those gas fees are expensive. Some of those gas fees are expensive. And if you're getting anything layer 2, a cryptocurrency that's layer 2, yeah. Which is cryptocurrency right now. I mean, that's a lot of just it's the evolution of how things are going to go when it comes to low transaction fees and faster transactions and things of that nature. But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to nerd out and get into technicals where you guys are like, damn, wish you would just stop talking about that shit. I want to know about this. Anyway, but so the other part of resistance is, I think, a kind of, I'm going to say this. I talked about pricing. I talked about the profit taking, understanding the historical price levels partially. You know, you really do got to understand those price levels. What sites can you buy in Hawaii? Robinhood don't let you buy in Hawaii. I'm gonna have to do some research, to be honest, because I forgot about that. I'm gonna have to do some research. Matter of fact, I'll let you know after this podcast, buddy. What app? Okay, what app can I? I'm writing this down in live, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyway. So yeah, I talked about historical price levels, market sentiment and news. I talked about that with the stock market and it affects, like I said, cryptocurrency. Patterns. Earlier, I was talking about the different ways you can look up, you know, whatever. Yeah, you're right. But I also think that I think the opportunity for people to really kind of just pay more attention to what the stock market, I mean, not what the stock market, what the crypto market is doing, but understanding why it's happening. And yeah, base your opinion off of what is going on with it. You don't necessarily have to, because it's going to do what it's going to do. Yeah, I'm going to find out about that too, buddy. Like I said, I know there's some alternatives, I'll say that, alternatives for that. And it might happen live. But anyway, and the thing I said too, when we were looking or talking about cryptocurrency, I kind of went on a rant about it, was the orders. Now, the orders that happen, you can go, there's a couple of websites. I'll get them if you guys really want to know them. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but you can look at the orders, the current orders on the cryptocurrency that you're looking at and seeing if it's going to affect the price, if it hits a certain number. And a lot of people base the dip that happened today off of that, which I think is a small part of it, but a lot of it's just resistance. It's unknown territory. It's never been that high. It's going to be some type of resistance there. And mainly it's correction too. A lot of it's correction, because people are not going to stop buying Bitcoin, and these financial groups that got in with the Bitcoin ETF saying we'll start carrying them when it, allow us to go in the stock market. This is what our ticker symbol is, and it gets approved, and all it is them hitting the go button for that for that stock to be in the system to be traded. So it's a lot of it is, I don't know. A lot of it is, I think, paying more attention to a lot of things and not reacting to when it doesn't go the direction you want it to. Because a lot of it we can't control. Period. But we could be aware. Like I said, this is awareness. This ain't financial education or financial advice or none of that. But that's all I want to talk about, y'all. I'm gonna keep it at that. I'm gonna keep it to that point, because anything more than that, it's going to get technical, and I don't want to lose people because it gets overly technical. Right. But the main thing that I'm trying to get at is, if I can say anything, what's good? Banks in the building. If I can bring it to I guess, more beginner level, we have to understand that anything we invest in is going to have some type of resistance, especially if it's market driven. if it can, be influenced by the news, be influenced by economy, that's part of the economy what I was getting ready to say. So the economy and or interest rates, we have to pay attention to what so many different things in the market so that we're aware of where we got to move our money when dips happen. If you're that cautious with your money, which a lot of us are, we just need to know a safe part where I can take my profits and put them safely somewhere to when the market starts correcting and then getting into a level where it's getting ready to pop its top off. I know where I can get in. I know where my buy zone is. So it's taking the time, being able to just, understand it. And it gives you the control because it's peer-to-peer transactions. That's why I like cryptocurrency, and that's why I like talking about it. But we're going to get into other topics starting next week because, like I said, I wanted to talk about that because I wanted people to understand what it is because it's going to be part of the podcast. It's one of the segments that I will talk about heavily. But we're going to have topics like we always have. What's that saying? Like we always do around this time. So,
Yep.
Anything for the people before we get up out of here?
The only thing I have is have a fantastic week and make sure you go out and do your research if you're interested in crypto and want to know more about it.
And if you got any questions, I can try to answer them. Y'all hit me up on my DM. Y'all been doing it, so y'all already know what my DM is. I have no problem. With that being said, watch the market if you guys are into crypto and make sure y'all understand what's going on. And like I said, it ain't something you got to pay attention to every day, but it's your money and you should be aware of what's going on with it. So you should have some type of regimen and practice that you stay with to watch your money. But again, this ain't financial advice. I'm not providing financial advice, nor am I telling you what you should be doing with your money. All I'm doing is providing awareness. With that being said, y'all know what time it is. With that being said, we up out of here. I appreciate y'all sliding through. Make sure y'all share, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Tell somebody about the podcast. We live. And we up out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll holla. Whoop, whoop. Yep.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders.
Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Bitch, what?